नमस्ते।
What's your good name, please?
मेरा नाम कार्तिक है। मैं गुजराती हूँ।
Good.
लेकिन
Okay.
मेरा जन्म केन्या से है।
Kenya.
हम्म,
So, I mean, you will comfortable in both language,
I,
English and Hindi.
हाँ, it means I speak Gujarati at home, but I'm more comfortable in English, I think. But I understand Hindi, so you
You
can
can understand.
a little bit. You know.
Then we can mix.
We can mix if you want. Yeah. If I
Okay.
don't understand, I will tell you.
Good, good, good. So, just I want to know, would you tell us some journey from uh, your Gujarat to here?
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel I'm a nomad in this world. My history is from my ancestors from Ossia in Rajasthan.
Okay.
Then they migrated to Sindh,
Okay.
and then they went to Kutch, and then they went to Gujarat. They went to Jamnagar.
Yeah.
In Jamnagar, they lived in 52 villages called Babangam.
Oh.
And in these villages, during centuries, they were farmers.
Yeah.
They were farmers, so were very dependent on the environment.
Okay.
So what happened in the late 19th century is that my ancestors went through difficult periods
Okay.
of famine, of drought, malnutrition.
Okay.
So being migrants or nomads from different parts of India, I realized through my research that they were survivors. They had to move from where they were in order to survive. And so in 1900, my grandfather came from India to Kenya.
Kenya.
Huh.
Okay.
What they did was they all got together in the 52 villages and they said, we have to change our lives. This is hardship.
Yeah.
So already the route between India and East Africa had been established by the trade routes, by the Portuguese and
Okay.
the Arabs.
Yeah.
So they used to come in vans. Vans were like dhows,
No.
Arabic dhows.
Yeah.
So, but they would not know where they would end up.
End of the journey.
The journey. So they took their belongings. They would go with their kaka, their uncles, their cousins,
Yeah.
small amount, and they would get onto the boat, onto the van.
Wow.
Huh. And then they would go around the Arabian Sea, and depending on where the wind took them, they would end up in Kenya, Madagascar, Tanzania, Zanzibar, anywhere. They did not.
Okay, they didn't know
They
the
did not know.
place where they want to go.
They did not know. So they would have left their families and they would go. So my grandfather is one of the first people from my father's side to go, 1900. And he arrives in Kenya, Mombasa,
Okay.
from where he goes through the jungles,
Okay.
along the rivers, to set up little farms and businesses in Kenya.
Okay.
And then once he sets up, then notices go back to India,
Yeah.
and then people start saying, okay, fine, we can maybe leave India and go to Kenya or other parts of East Africa.
On the same route.
On
From
the
where
same,
your father had gone.
But they would take 1 month to go on the route on the Vanas to go from India to East Africa,
Okay.
with very little provisions, very little food, very little, just everyday survival clothes,
Okay.
So that is why they went to Kenya. So what happened was that more and more people started coming from Bavangam, 52 villages, to this East Africa. And we are Oshwal Jains.
Oh.
So the Oshwal Jains, as I said before, originate in Rajasthan,
Yeah.
and they migrated all the way to Sindh,
Yeah.
Kutch, and
Kutch.
then Jamnagar.
Yeah.
So we were already used to nomad life.
Okay.
And so what happened was that uh, then we had the independence of East African countries, so Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then the Africanization meant that the Africans wanted the Indians to only have a certain amount in their business.
Okay.
So some people started going back to India, and so the people who went back to India, they did not do so well in business.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the people who stayed behind, they did quite well in business. So most Indians,
Yeah.
they did not go back to India. So
Okay.
most Indians who went to East Africa stayed in East Africa. That is the story of how India, Oshwal Jains, my community, went from India to Kenya.
Okay.
And so what I'm doing
Yeah.
is I'm retracing that whole history
Mhm.
because I my my understanding of life is through roots
Yeah.
and also connection.
Connection.
And for me, as I said before, I feel like a nomad
No.
from a different
Yeah.
part of the world.
World. Yeah.
And so I have a longing for India, but
Yeah.
I don't know India. I don't know what it is to be Indian in India.
Oh.
I don't know how my ancestors live. And I say that because I'm in Barcelona, in Spain.
Yeah.
My family has migrated from India to Kenya, Kenya to the UK, UK in my case to Spain.
Yeah.
So I have to ask the question, who am I?
Who am
And the who am I doesn't have to be like a standard answer. It may change over time. But in order for me to understand who I am, I have to understand where my roots are.
I? Oh.
I have to understand what is the connection between me
And
now
yeah.
and what is the connection to that past. Because I need some grounding. I can be free, but I need that grounding. And that grounding is a spiritual, ancestral grounding for me. That is why I'm here to write about my family history,
Yeah.
to write about what kind of life they had, how they traveled to Kenya, to make me understand why I am here in this beautiful country,
Yeah.
longing to see what it is to be Indian in India. That's why I'm here.
Oh. Actually, what is happening, Karthik?
Mm.
After listening your story, I get so emotional, and I don't have the enough words that I can express the connection with you what I have. Because the people who left this land are searching their roots, and all those people who are living here, they are rooted out themselves. Why this is happening? Actually, I'm get so emotional, and I want to talk more and more, but let me see. Can I ask something more you? Because I'm really, Karthik, you are great. You are founding your roots, and we are so happy that we are with you. We are with you. And moreover, I'm the luckiest person, and my friend Rishabh and Arun, it, all are equal, who are just journey with you and spent so many times with you. Really, we are blessed.
I'm blessed to be able to be surrounded by love and by people who we've known for so little time, but we've been able to just open without any any difficulty, any hesitation.
Yeah. Okay, because now I would like to ask something more. Here a question arises in my mind. In the camp, what you noticed something special in me and you came to talk to me. Would you like to say something?
One of the beauties
Yeah,
of going on a trek
yeah,
where you just step one foot in front of the other is that the only responsibility you have is to be careful, to be attentive, to open your mind.
yeah,
to 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 be have symbiosis with everything, everyone, every material, every non-material around you. So when you see a person and you see a person like for me it was when I we were at the camp when we saw the next group you
Yeah.
coming down. It was like a light. It was a physical light because there was a physical beauty from the beard, the hair, the energy, and the natural love that came. That was very easy to see a kind of physically different person, but at the same time so warm, you know. So it was like a light coming, you know. And when we saw you in the 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
when we are ascending to the base to the Bin Baba pass, my friend said to me, "That's Yogiji,"
Yeah.
and I said, "It cannot be Yogiji. You know, it cannot. He cannot. It cannot be possible that he's here, welcoming us." So, and we were struggling. You know, there were
Yeah.
the group physically struggling, and we saw that you were completely capable of being in the mountains
Yeah.
with open arms.
Yeah.
And so that was a revelation for me to see strength, physical strength, to see magic, and to see love at the same time. So that was very nice for me. Very, very nice for me.
Thank you. So, well, Karthik, there is one more question. I would like to ask, what the message would you like to convey to the audience? What you thought and what you experienced in the trek, different type of trekkers
Mm,
you met,
mm,
what you noticed,
mm.
and how you all this mesmerized in your coming years, this trek.
I can. I'm not very good at giving messages to other people, but I can say that at some point in your life,
Yeah.
we have to ask the question who we are. And for me, that question has happened, especially on treks, like when you're walking on your own, because you are connected with the past, you're connected with the present, and everyone you meet or every aspect of life that you are part of will be the future as well. My mother, she died 8 years ago, but I could feel her presence.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that she's not there. I can feel her. My father is in the UK. He's not there, but I know he's with me. And I know that somehow this connection will continue.
Yeah.
So for me, it, it's an exploration.
Yeah.
Through the trek, it allows you to explore.
Yeah.
In the silence, it has allowed me to be creative. The creative can be artistic or can be love, but it it gives you the freedom to live
Yeah.
and not to be, to be pushed or trapped by anything.
Okay.
And I'm not here to escape my life
Yeah.
from from the city
Yeah.
or from my other. I like my life in the city.
Okay.
I like my life where I am. But I'm here to explore another way. And this the way of connecting, we need to step back from everyday life. Whether it's for a short period of time, for a long period of time. And for me, it has to have meaning. For me, to come to India, to search for my roots,
Yeah.
to write about them, is now in paper. And this is for my family, this is for my nephews.
Mhm.
And India, I, I feel now I'm more connected with
More
India.
correct.
And although my home is in Barcelona,
Yeah.
India is part of my home as well, and it's in my heart. And now we can explore further. There's never going to be a limit of exploration. Maybe slower, maybe in a different time,
Yeah.
but right now it's continuing to be explored.
Good, good. And again, I would like to thank my most energetic trekker, Rishabji, and Arunji, who organized this trek, especially after the trek.
Yeah,
Really thankful to you, and hope that very soon we will get meet again.
we will.